All right, Shalom, Shalom. First things first, I'm going to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Dash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bashem, Dash. We give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders of Great Millstone, which have diligently done the work for many years, and to you hopeful elect on the four corners of the planet Earth that's pushing this truth with all sincerity, honesty, and faith. We're in the time of the end. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is showing his words, and the truth is coming to pass, 2021. You see it now, man. The hastening and coming of Yahbashim Yahshua, man. We're gonna jump right into the lesson. You see the title of the lesson. Let me jump. I'm starting to get good at this StreamYard. So let me get into the actual channel to make sure everything is up and running. Okay, everything looks good on here. All right, so we're going to jump in. As you see the title of the video, women in these times are off. Okay, I was going to put women in these times are hoes, but I didn't want to, YouTube is going crazy. So as you see, women in these times are off. Because you got these new, I call them flavor of the, they might come in and go out quickly. They might not last that long, man. But you got these guys that are saying that we don't have 100% truth, and you can't deal with so-called women of the night and this and that. At the end of the day, the women that you see out here today are way off, man. Why is that? Because of the way the society has pushed them up on a label or pushed them up on a pedestal, man. But they don't know. That's why it says the Lord, the law of the Lord is life. Okay, telling because the average feminist will say, oh, I can do what I want and, limit me and, I can be free. And a lot of these women that want abortion rights, a lot of those want to be promiscuous. They'll be hand in hand with, not wanting to attain unto the scriptures of the Bible because, they want to live life, do as I will. That's a demonic vibration. But back to the point, you see today, the law of the Lord is life, and these women don't want to have life. That's why what you have today, you have a lot of STDs, you have a lot of broken homes, you have a lot of single parent households. You have a lot of these. Look at the club life. How many Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have lost their life behind the so-called uplifting of the society with women, man. But nowadays it's even worse because you see it. The social media has turned the average woman into a paying or working prostitute, man. If you have an OnlyFans, you're a prostitute. If you have you're selling parts of yourself for money to who knows what on the internet, you're a prostitute. Okay? Because if you slept with more than one man and that man is still around, hey, in the laws of the Lord, you got to go into harlotry, man. Okay, but let's jump into this video. I'm gonna play a clip of this, and then because look at this woman right here. This is the one I want to pay. I want you to pay attention because she's coming in a vibe of the world and what's taught her. She probably got some numbers on her. She's starting to contemplate the body she got on her. But look at her face and listen to the first word she said in the beginning of this lesson or beginning of her video. All right.
Really interesting today. He sent me this article that I think should have been taught a long time ago in sex education.
Look, you see her face? He said it should have been taught a long time ago. Why is that? Because her body count is high. It's high.
It's cool. And
look, you see the cringe on her face, man? Come on.
Why don't you introduce it?
Well, would have changed your life.
Absolutely.
See?
It changed many girls' lives.
Look. Why she feel so personal with it? Said, absolutely, because this world has uplifted them and it's destroying women. That's the realization. The law of the Lord is life. So if you go against the law of the Lord, you love death. So what has happened? Death. Look at the world it's in today. If rights and having this equality is supposed to be the way to go, why does the world look like this? Why is it functioning the way it has, man? Because it's not right. Watch what she said. She said, oh, it would have changed. Yeah, changed my life.
Would change many girls' lives, yes.
So, a friend of mine sent him to an article.
Let me play the full screen for you.
Absorb and retain DNA from.
See what he said?
Man.
It says women retain and store DNA of men.
To an article that's titled "Women Absorb and Retain DNA from Every Man They Have Sex with."
Scary, right? So you're convinced.
You hear what she said? She said scary, right? Because she knows. Look at her. Probably been through a couple divorces, you know, thinking everything was cool and lush, but no, you didn't know that you retained every one of those bodies. So the one night stand that was at this little resort, you know, this little trip, this little vacation to Vegas, all them are on you, man. All right. Why is that? Because the law of the Lord is being made honorable. It's being made perfect in these times. And you see it taking place. All right. You see it taking place. That's why you got guys that don't know what's going on. You want to be a captain saver. You want to go and save somebody. And you don't know who you saving, man. You saving a villain. Look at the abortion rates. Look at where you think high abortion rates come from. Men aren't getting abortions. A man can't force, if a man can't force himself on a woman in this society, period, how you think you're gonna force a woman to get an abortion? That's a decision that person has to make. That's why they have you sign a consent form. The man can pay and do all that, but he's not the one signing the consent form. You are. The women are. All right. So that's what you see taking place. The chickens are coming home to roost, man. Okay. So let's keep playing this. Salakia.
Most of us are going, uh-oh, right?
Yeah, look, you see what you hear about wearing your emotions on your sleeve? It sounds like if you ain't nervous about something, if you say, oh, I just been with a handful, you know, 4 or 5, I know this information now, I'm spooked. But if you got bodies, you gonna act like her. Watch your reaction, man.
Sex with.
Scary, right? So you're convinced. Right, you're convinced, well, you're not a woman. but I think most of us are going, uh-oh, right? Because you're convinced it's why I keep turning at the house, right? Now I'm pretty sure that I have never dated a Navy SEAL. I certainly haven't been married to one. So doesn't explain like why I love fighting and all this stuff. Well, at least I don't think so.
If you can go through your mind and go through categories of men that you dealt with, that's a bad deal. Oh, I got firefighters and I got cops. You got construction workers. You know, if you got categories for your bodies.
But yeah, it's really an interesting concept. My husband was a contractor, so he's convinced this is why I keep tearing up our house, right? So explain what this article shows.
Well, this is actually a replication of another study, which is why it really blows my mind. I mean, the first time I read it.
Okay, so we ain't gonna go too much on that. I just want to hit the point to show that, hey, you got these captain savers, and you saving something that you don't need. Man, the Lord put them out here, man. Okay, the Lord is, yeah, he told Hosea to do that, to deal with a harlot, also to symbolic of Israel. But how much more now? Israel's been playing more the harlot than ever before, man. Okay, than ever before. But the modern day woman is off, man. Not saying that's knocking, but that's just like we're off. The Israelite man is off. There's no righteous Israelite man because all of our righteousness is filthy rags. But once it comes to them, if we're not righteous, the man isn't, and the Lord's dealing with us, where you think the other half is gonna come in at, man? If we over here on the highways and byways, let me switch this. If we're on the highways and byways, risking ourselves, doing all we can, doing lessons, you know, edifying the body, you know what I'm saying, and trying, but then you got the other half that don't do nothing, you know, that don't push forth effort. You got some out there that do, but the large majority of the people out here pushing this truth, this on the front lines are men. You know, we're trying to come back to the Father with mourning, man. But you got today where you got these high-minded individuals that's been puffed up. That's why you got OnlyFans can only exist in these days. OnlyFans can only exist in these days, man, because we're getting closer to the end. So that's why you see the debauchery going on, man. You about 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, shake joining for $23 a month. Come on, man. This is the end. The Lord said men shall be lovers of themselves. Okay? Men shall be lovers. It didn't say likers of themselves. It says lovers of themselves, man. Okay? And then you see it in the most self-centered world today. And who's the most self-centered? You can already pick, man. All right? So let's go ahead and let's get some precepts, and I'm going to close on out. And I didn't want to, the Tampa guys, man, hey, it's easy work. Like I told him on the comment board, I said, man, you're just the flavor now, man. The Lord gives us things to, just like you in the gym. If you in the gym, you got to you might hit the weight bag. You might hit the weight bag that day, or then you might go to the speed bag. You might be hitting the speed bag. But what is the point? The Lord is keeping us in the gym, man, practicing for that hour of temptation, where we're not going to fall because of so-called another half, or you might have some, or somebody you're dealing with saying, oh, I'll take the chip, you gonna love. Nah, man, I ain't doing that. These are all arsenals and weaponry we need to maintain in the time of tribulation, man. So Jake, get this in you. And just like the Apostles Elder said, alpha male started with this truth. Yahweh Yasha, alpha male. They're the alpha. Did not Yahweh said I am the alpha and the omega? So, hey, Yahweh is the chief alpha male. In the time of Solomon, he was the alpha male. Did he not make a queen pass out? A queen that was raised in luxury. She brought gold and silver to Solomon. She wasn't broke. She wasn't broke. She was a king. She was a queen in her. It wasn't as glorious as the Israelite kingdom, but she had a kingdom of her own right, man. And she fainted because he was so bad, man. Okay, so that's what we're getting. That's what we're coming to the time of. So Jake, stop selling yourself short, man. Okay, that's just the Lord said. If you burn, man. Get it off. It's simple. Why are we making it hard, man? Let's go ahead and we'll pull up this. This is Isaiah 13 and 12. This is Isaiah 13 and verse 12. And it says, I will make a man. Salakia. This is Jen. That's for a whole nother lesson, Akim. So I'll keep in store. Lord, when I get to do it today, I love to do it today. It's just going to be a quick one, but this is Genesis 2 and verse 24. It says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife. Why does it say cleave? Let's see what that word cleave is. Why is it saying cleave? Because this goes into that DNA also, man. The Lord didn't have time to tell us, hey, you go into your woman, and once you bust, you're going to leave a part of yourself, this thing, which is called DNA, which is a part of you. No, the Lord put it in layman's for us. It says cling, stick, stay close, cleave, keep close, stick with, follow closely, join to. Now let's listen to what she said. Let's listen to that one more time. What did this report say?
Sunday school and like all over the place for young girls. Why don't you introduce it?
Well, would have changed your life.
Absolutely. Would have changed many girls' lives, yes.
So, a friend of mine sent to an article that's titled Women Absorb and Retain.
Retain, stick. Now let's look up what the word absorb means. See what you have to do to understand just anything. If you study, you got to look up things, man. They could come in this truth and take away hard work, man. You can't do that, man. This truth is it's not hard, but it's easy in a way. But you got to look. That's why it says iron sharpen iron. Sharpening is an actual motion. It's a movement. It's an action. So you have to take action in this truth. It's not just sitting there doing nothing. You have to take action. Faith is taking action. Faith is believing on something you can't see. That's you taking action, man. Okay? It says, take in, see, take in or soak up energy or liquid or other substance. So if you absorb, that means you're taking in. So let's look over here back in Genesis where it says close, stick, stay close, cleave, cleave close, stick to, stick with. The DNA sticks with you, man. Follow closely, join to, overtake, catch, to cleave, cling, stay with. So let's listen again. Let's read it as it with the definition there. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall stay with, cling to, be with unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. What's one flesh? Because their DNAs go in, the man inserts his DNA, and then that woman now is that man. They can bring forth children, man, with that man's spirit. That's why blessings. You see how that the blessings go through the man's seed. So look how important that is, because the man, the same man contains the blessing. He would go into that woman, and that blessing would be transferred unto the children, okay, unto the promised child, man. That's why our promises Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That was a sequence of what? A genealogy, man. Okay, which we come down, and that's why we say we're the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which goes into the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So that's what we're saying, that we have inherited the promises of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. So it says to cleave. It says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So it's more than just, oh, it's saying that they actually become one flesh, because they're both, their flesh and their DNA make the baby, which comes out with some of the mom's features, the dad's features, but it's the father line that child becomes. It says, and they were both naked, and man and wife, and were not ashamed. Okay, so let's jump into the next precept, and then I'm gonna close on out. This is the book of Proverbs 12 and 4. Proverbs 12 and verse 4. It says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. See? You see, the women you see today aren't virtuous. If the Lord give you a virtuous woman, then, hey, that's a blessing. You know, that's a blessing. But the main ones you have today, you just have to what? Just stay to the grain, man. But it says a virtuous. Let's look that up. And that's not what you see today. Instagram and Snapchats, and that's not what, man. Women don't even know how to spell virtuous. They lost because they don't. The one thing they should go to and ask how to be a man, a woman, or how to be a good woman, they don't do it. You got some that are doing it. You know, you got some that are doing it, but you don't have, because there's pride involved, because the world has showed you that men are low. Men, if you ask a man for something, you're being lower than him. That don't mean that, man. You're supposed to have a relationship is 100-100, man. You ain't supposed to, that they said that 100-100. That's why it says what? Husbands, love thy wives, man, as thyself. If you love your wife as yourself, there's a lot of problems that get taken away, man. If you have a good woman, you love and you take care of her, man. Okay? But the women you have today, they don't respect that, man. They say, oh yeah, he's too soft. What? You see the demonicness of women these days? Oh, he's too soft. Oh yeah. I've heard women say, I need, you know, you want that violence, man, you know, but that's Esau's world. It says strength, mighty, efficiency, wealth, arms, strength, ability, efficiency, wealth. So efficient, ability. All right. That's where you have virtuous, a virtuous one with ability, skills, one that presents to the table, man. I read about Jacob, if I'm not mistaken. Jacob, he went and tended to the sheep, you know, and his wife, she was keeping the sheep, so she was a virtuous. She was a woman that was knowing how to keep the sheep, man. That's a hard thing, man. Okay, but with that, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I didn't want to make it too long. I just wanted to hit the point, and you know, just to speak on these guys that are being real sensitive, man, and like it says, the sympatry is at an all-time high, man. But come on, Jake, we learning how to be kings, man. All right, we learning how to be kings. So this is a part of that process of knocking some of that dross off of us, man. You know, but we gonna be all right, man. You know, to the ones that can understand this and get it, this is more edification for you. For those that can't understand it and it's off, might not be for you, man. So with that, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Shalom Akim. To the next time, keep faith, keep fighting, keep maintaining, and no simping, man. No simping, please, please. Baba Kasha. Shalom.